Everybody, it is swiftly getting to that time of year when you start to leave your driver in the bag and go with a club that's a little bit more sensible. So let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome to this YouTube channel. Guys, in today's video, I have a huge challenge for myself. I am playing the toughest 3 holes here at Woolley Park Golf Club with a 2-iron off the tee. You see, next week it is June. Wow. And that means one thing. The Open Championship is just around the corner, and here in the UK and around the world, we start to get these breezy conditions with a nice hard ground. So if we can hit tee shots like this, oh yes please, that's generally going to help us battle our way around a golf course in difficult conditions. Now this is a shot that I often hit off tees all year round because I feel like it's a shot that I'm comfortable with and that I can keep in play. And it also goes quite a long way, which really helps. Sometimes at this time of year, if you start hitting driver, you can start taking bad bounces into rough, you can start running out of fairway, and generally if you can keep an iron under control, that's going to help you lower your scores, especially when the ground gets bouncy and firm, just like it is now. So guys, you can see here we are just in the left-hand rough, not too far from the fairway, but we are just about 160 yards out. That's a 150 yard marker there, and that is ample to be able to attack this green. Guys, I'm going to talk you through how to play this shot as well on the next tee, so make sure you do stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I'm going to hit an 8-iron in. Again, the ground's getting bouncy. I don't need to land it a full 160. I can probably land this 145, maybe 150, and it should release out to that flag. That'll be as good as you look, please. I think that's extraordinarily good. I wasn't quite expecting that, but I will take it and we'll move on. Now guys, I hear what a lot of you are saying, but James, my driver is my friend. My driver is the strength of my bag. I always hit the fairway when I hit my driver. Now if that's the case, you need to know your strengths, you need to know your weaknesses, but this is a shot that can help a lot of golfers if you can learn to play it, learn to get it in your arsenal. Even for just a day like today, it's quite breezy, it's quite blustery, you can't always tell where the ball's going to go in the air, so keeping that ball down can certainly help you. Where is this golf ball? Just don't be long. It is long. It's long. I've had an absolute nightmare there. I thought that was good as well. I should have hit 9. See the flag moving now. It's definitely downwind, isn't it? Couldn't feel the wind from down in that swale there. So through no real fault of the tee shot, we are left with quite a difficult chip now. This is probably one of the hardest chips on the golf course because I hit the wrong club in. Idiot. Right, let's try and tidy this up. Also guys, the club that I'm using off the tee, I'll talk you through more in a second. It's not just any 2-iron. It is a TaylorMade P790 UDI 2-iron. I absolutely love this club. I find it so versatile. It's got enough technology to get the ball up in the air, but I can also play it down like I showed you on that last tee, and like I'm going to show you how to do on the next tee once we take care of this. So the one thing that's in our favour here is we are into the wind. I'm going to try and play this fairly low. It should check up and there's a big ridge for the ball to release down. If that takes that slope now, that should, go on. That's as good as we're going to do from there. A really nice played shot, keeping the ball low and under control. What does that remind you of? Now, a really important thing to do here when you are playing in tough conditions like this is keep you cool. Don't worry about bad shots. You're going to make bogeys. Try and limit any damage. We have about a 5-foot putt there for par. If that doesn't go in, I'm not going to be cursing. I'm not going to be worried, and I'm also not going to be chasing birdies on the subsequent holes after. Right, so let's hole it anyway. I think it's plenty windy enough today for the wind to start affecting putts. That's going to make it quite difficult. I'm still going to try and hit a nice solid putt. Use my line. Yep, stuck to my routine there. Hold that for a par. That almost feels like a birdie after the tough break with the approach shot. So it's a good job we made that because that hole was downwind and the next 2 are into the wind. And if you like watching struggle, stay tuned because this is going to get difficult. So how do I play that low, chippy bump and run off the tee, the stinger as some people might call it. Now a lot of people wouldn't tee the ball up. I'm going to tee the ball up if I can find the ball, just to give myself that perfect lie. It's not a high tee, it's not a low tee, it's just a normal height tee for an iron. The big difference is I'm going to stand a little bit narrower, I'm going to move the ball back in the stance ever so slightly and swing a little bit slower. Yes, you heard right, a little bit slower. That's going to allow me to keep in control of that swing. I'm also going to get as much forward shaft lean as I can get whilst rotating my body. If you don't turn your body whilst doing this shot, you are going to struggle. And you can see how sort of relaxed I am over this, nice and narrow in the stance, ball in the middle, a little bit further back than normal, and a nice rotation through there. A little sawn off follow through as well. I'm not going to take it all the way through. The key is I get that weight on the left foot, and ideally this is exactly what you want to see. A nice shallow divot after the tee peg. That means I've had a descending blow on that ball. There's plenty of forward shaft lean there, and that ball came out mega low. This thing is so good. So good. I might even clean it now. One of the mega pleasing things about this shot is the sound it makes. You can hear it sort of fizz through the air like a very similar to that. Now you will have seen there that I had a little bit of fade on that shot. I'm just allowing the wind to move that to the side. If you do want the ball to draw a little bit, to fade a little bit, then you're going to want to change your alignment a little bit. You're going to want to stand a little bit closed to hit a draw, a tiny bit open to hit a fade, and the relationship between the swing path and that club face, depending how you release it, is going to put the draw or the fade on that. We've actually just missed the fairway yet again there. You can see it just in that first right hand cut there. That's not the end of the world, and for me, I feel like if I'd hit a driver there, it would have to be buttoned and on the nose for the wind not to take that into the trees or into the lake or somewhere that it really doesn't want to be. I might even hit the same shot in now and see if we can hit the green in two with two 2-irons. Two 2-irons. Now the big thing here is to be happy with your own game plan. Yes, we've missed the fairway only just, but that ball's lying wonderfully. We're still in to a heavy wind, and if I play the same shot again, we'll be on the green. If someone's hitting driver really well in your group, don't feel like you have to hit driver, because that's not your game plan. Same again. And that is at it. It's just fading again a touch. It should kick in. That is going to run up. Go on. Go on. And that has just crept over the hill. It might be on the fringe or even the green. With two 2-irons. My friends roll in the trees. They hit driver. So you can really start to see here, guys, all I'm trying to do is keep that ball down, keep it in play. If I'd have done that on the last hole, then maybe I wouldn't have had that very difficult chip to try and rescue a par. This might be a birdie chance. Let's see where that ball's finished. Right guys, I still can't see the ball. It did just kind of crawl over the right hand side of this mound, which should allow it to go in a touch. That, how good is that? To that flag position as well. That is an evil flag position, and that is two 2-irons on a hole that's playing into wind. And the difference is here, guys, I haven't tried to pitch this here in the middle of the green and stop it. I've tried to pitch it about 50 yards back there, which it did, and just hope it's going to trundle up to about there. I'd say that's a success, would you? Right, that's actually not as close as it looked when I came over the brow of that hill. I'm still going to take best part of 20 feet for a birdie. This is the harder hole. This is probably the hardest hole of the video. Come on, outside right for a birdie. This could be the best birdie I ever make if this goes in. And that isn't an over-exaggeration. Got to turn, we've got it. Oh, oh, good job that went in, because that was either a birdie or a bogey, and it was up near the camera. That's 1 under par. Wow. I did not expect that, to be honest, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. Isn't it funny how the score hinges not just on hitting good tee shots with a 2-iron, which is what the video is really all about, but holing that 10-footer for par, and then obviously the putt for birdie here. Right guys, last hole. Stay tuned. Can we finish under par? If you're still here, get in the comments below, let me know you're still here. Throw a like on the video. If you're not subscribed yet, guys, come on. We're nearly at $250,000. Well, not nearly, but with your help, we can be. So final hole, par 4, 410 yards, getting into the wind, although it has subsided ever so slightly. Now, as I mentioned on the first hole, if things were going wrong, I wouldn't deviate from the game plan. I wouldn't try chasing things, and just because things are going well, we're 1 under par for the video, I'm not going to deviate, I'm not going to change the plan, I'm not going to think, well, the wind's down, so I'm going to try and get away with hitting a driver. We may just be in a little bit of a shelter from the wind, and as I'm saying that, I can just, can't get that tee in the ground, we'll have to use a broken one. I can just feel the wind starting to perk up a little bit, and if I'd have got driver out the bag there, I start to be putting myself under pressure with different swing thoughts. Exactly the same shot. I might try and move this right to left because that's the way the hole goes. So left foot forward, a little bit more closed, and just release that face a touch more. Oh wow, such a good shot. And you can see here, oh, that is the middle of the fairway. You can see, because I hit a draw and not a fade, I haven't taken a divot after the ball. I've just roughed the grass up a little bit. That's obviously because to hit a draw, I've attacked the ball from a little bit more of a shallow angle of attack. I've come from the inside as opposed to a little bit on the outside. Still control the loft, still nice and low. That's probably the best one I've got. In fact, you can just about make it out on the centre line there. Bravo, TaylorMade, bravo. I must admit, guys, as well, I'm quite pleased to finally hit a fairway in this video as well, so the comments aren't all reading, you've hit that iron in the rough every single time. What on earth are you talking about, James? Let's see if we can just hit the green in regulation in 2. That's all I'm doing in this video, just trying to hit fairways, trying to hit greens. May not be successful 100% of the time, but nobody is. So just do as best you can. Then if you hole, I'm going to say, if you're going to hole a fairly lucky putt like that, then so be it. I hit that way too hard, that putt, thinking about it, but greens are fantastic, we'll give them that. How about that for a tee shot to open up this gorgeous hole? Look at those stripes. Right, again, I can feel little bits of wind, I can hear it up in the trees, so it's certainly there. We've got about 165, which is normally a 7 iron. I think the wind is blustering around a bit. I'm going to go with a little 6. Try and play a similar shot, so you can play this with different clubs in the bag. The ball's with my feet, it should go left a little bit. I'm going to try and just chip this to about 160. There's a false front on this, but the flag's at the back, so we're going to try and land it on the green. Same shot. Oh, be as good as you look. Oh, it's landed on the false front, and it's just kicked up to the front of the green. That, I'm going to hit one more at that, you know. If that was 10 yards more, even 5 yards more, that would have been outstanding. Like that. Is that more? That's done exactly the same, but that's released out a little bit more. Looking at those 2 shots there, that's where really I didn't need to hit it harder. I probably needed to hit the same shot with less loft, maybe with a 5 iron, so the ball pitched where those have finished instead of finishing where they've finished. That made sense when I thought about it, but I'm going to leave it in. Keeping in the spirit of keeping them low, I have a 50 degree, land it halfway there, let it run up. We're just trying to get this within 6 feet and give ourselves a chance. Quite a difficult shot, really. Sit, sit, sit. I'm taking that all day. Not going to lie, I would have preferred a shorter putt to finish under par, but difficult today, very difficult. This is downhill, not a lot in it. It's going to be just outside that left edge. Oh, you've let that go, James. That is level par. Oh, that is a disappointing bogey. Level par through 3 of the hardest holes here at Woolley Park Golf Club using a TaylorMade. Look at that strike on there with that tee peg. P790 UDI Stinger tee shots. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button if you've enjoyed it. Can't believe we bogeyed that hole.